All right, ladies and gents, I am back for the third and final discriminant example today. So we're going to consider the quadratic h of x equals 3x squared plus 6x plus 4. And we're going to use what we know about discriminants in the quadratic formula to make some observations about the zeros or the x-intercepts of this particular function. So I'm going to take a second and I'm going to calculate my discriminant, b squared minus 4ac. To do that, I'm going to identify that for this particular parabola, a is 3, b is 6, and I'm going to put c down here at the bottom, gives me a little more room to work with, and c is 4. So b squared minus 4ac would be 6 squared minus 4 times 3 times 4. So when I complete those calculations there for us, 6 squared is 36. 4 times 3 times 4 is 48. And 36 minus 48 is negative 12. So our discriminant has a value of negative 12. Now, if you refer to the previous page in your interactive notebook, you're going to see that we identified that if a quadratic has a negative discriminant, then there are no roots. The graph will not touch the x-axis. It will not have any x-intercepts. So let's confirm this by using the quadratic formula and also by looking at a graph of the function. So let's start with our quadratic formula here. X equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. I immediately look at this and I don't know about you, but I start to freak out because I'm looking at the square root and it's the square root of a negative number. If I take 1 and I square it, I get 1. If I take 6 and I square it, I get 36. If I take 10 and I square it, I get 100. If I take a negative number and I square it, like let's say negative 4. Negative 4 times another negative 4 is going to give me a positive 16. There's no way that I can square any number and end up with a negative result. And so I cannot calculate this square root using the real numbers that we know and love. When I take the square root of a negative number, the result is what we call an imaginary number. Let me put this underneath so you can see it a little bit better. The square root of a negative number is called an imaginary number. And we're not talking about, you know, unicorns and those sorts of things, although that would be pretty fierce if we could have numbers that were unicorns. But this is an imaginary number. I can't calculate it. It's not real. It's imaginary. I can't find an answer to this question. So there's really no real solution to this problem. Well, if there's no real solution, there's no real place where the parabola would cross through the x-axis. So let's take a look at the graph of this function and just confirm again that it's not going to touch anywhere. And there you have it. That's our graph of 3x squared plus 6x plus 4. Doesn't touch the x-axis anywhere. It has a vertex over here at negative 1, 1. And the graph is concave up like a cup. And therefore, it never touches the x-axis. I hope these 3 examples helped, along with some of the other videos that I'm going to be posting. Keep up the good work, and I hope to see you all again really soon.